Appetizer that we're going to make is a crudité and charcuterie plates. The difference between crudité and charcuterie actually refers to the meat portion of the platter, while crudité refers to the fresh vegetables. Designing delicious and visually appealing charcuterie and crudité platters is an art form all in its own. It's a relatively easy way to look fancy at your next get-together. Something easy to throw together at the last minute, especially if you have all kinds of little dishes and plates and interesting things that you have picked up along the way in your life. You can use them, interesting plates and dishes, copper, anything that adds texture or shape or form to your display is also going to add eye appeal to your display. So there are some simple steps, some simple things to remember when making your crudité and your charcuterie. The first one is to choose a star ingredient. Sometimes by adding a unique, surprising element to these displays is enough to make it feel special. For this display, the thing that I have chosen to make that is going to make it just a little bit special, a little bit different, is I have made some roasted olives. I have taken, again, the recipes will be emailed to you, but this is a variety of olives that I have put into a pan in the oil that they have come in, and I've mixed it with a little bit of pepper, no salt because they're briny enough, salty enough on their own. Roasted them until I could actually smell them coming out of the oven. And then very quickly, I put some fresh red peppers in there. These are fresh bell peppers that I julienned. And then while they're still warm when they came out of the oven, I put lemon zest, orange zest. Then I took the fresh lemons and the orange and squeezed them so there's fresh orange juice and lemon juice. And then finally chopped up some fresh rosemary and diced it or tossed it in there, and then let them chill overnight, and you have some very nice olives to put into your crudité and charcuterie display. You need to focus on different cheese flavors. We are very lucky in town to have some very nice grocery stores that have beautiful deli sections where you can get cheeses and jams and sliced meats and deli meats and everything that will entertain you. There's no reason in the world to put sliced American cheese on your charcuterie and your crudité plates. You do need to aim for balance when you're putting things together. It's very tempting to go crazy with, again, all the kinds of cheeses and meats and jams and everything that you can get, but you have to remember that people are going to want more than just cheeses and meats. You need to balance it out. Make sure there's a balance not only in your offerings, but also in the flavors. Balance it in spiciness, in mouthfeel, in cured items, baked items, cooked items, raw items. You can use the fourth item is you use blanched or pickled vegetables. Today we are going to be using whole baby pickled beets, which add a nice color, a nice mouthfeel, a nice variant with the vinegar that goes with pickling a vegetable. And then the fifth thing is focus on presentation. You're going to want to give your display some varying heights. You can just put some of your display plates on the table, get some of the display surfaces with legs. Maybe you have some pie or cake stands that have feet or pedestals that you can use. Just give yourself a little bit of height somewhere in your display, okay? While we are assembling some of the crudité, we are also going to be cooking a marinated cilantro lime mushroom that'll give you something warm that'll go with your crudité platter. So we will get that started cooking while some assembly is happening. And once again, these recipes will be in your email. Just going to want to put a pat of butter into the saute pan. If for no other reason, butter makes everything better. Everything. While that is melting and sizzling all over the place, let's get our roasted olives into a dish. Roasted olives. You're going to want to remember that you do not want too much of the surface area for your display plates to show. So I'm going to wreck the display here just a little bit, and we're going to steal some of the fresh dill to go around this. Our butter is melted, so let's add the mushrooms directly to the pan. Okay, while these mushrooms are cooking, here are the beets that we put into a bowl a little bit earlier. I also have some, this is dried mango that is dusted with chili. So there is a little bit of a sweet element that's going to go with this. I'm going to steal a little bit. I have fresh fennel here. So let's put some fresh fennel under here and start framing your plate with some green. This is a cheese that I found at Smith's that has been marinated in balsamic vinegar that I thought sounded very interesting. Here is a nice creamy dilled Havarti. I don't personally like to cut cheese with a knife. I don't like to see the sharp edges. So tearing it apart has always been the better option for me. And just start piling things up and moving things around. For the charcuterie part of it, here is, again, I found at the grocery store, some prosciutto that is wrapped around some mozzarella cheese, which is very nice. That's a nice creamy, sweet, and salty flavor all at the same time. So we'll pile that in there. For a couple of other sweet flavors, we can always add dishes of berries. This not only adds a sweet element, but it is a very nice pop of color down here. Be sure to leave some room so when people want to eat the cheese, they are actually able to cut it. Give them a little room to do that. On the top, let's start displaying some of our vegetables. Let me throw a few onions into the mushrooms here. Stir this around. These mushrooms are just plain button mushrooms that, again, you can get at the grocery store. They're just, I wish I could tell you there was something special about them, but they're just plain old button mushrooms, okay? The vegetables, try to go for something a little bit different. Don't put cherry tomatoes and celery sticks and things like that. I got some colorful cauliflower. Cauliflower actually does come in colors. There is an orange cauliflower displayed right here and a purple cauliflower. And this cauliflower is ripe and it's ready to eat. It is naturally this pretty chartreuse lime green color. It's delicious, it's bright, it's colorful. It adds, again, another pretty element to your vegetables, and pile them. Don't spread them out. Don't feel the need to like spread it into a crescent or anything. Things are always more impressive when they are piled high and look plentiful. Okay? And to add a little color then, and maybe some height, here, this is a bell pepper that has been cut into strips. You can stand them up. This is not so easy doing it from the back. I did not realize. Okay, and the carrots. We have tri-colored carrots here. Here's the purple ones. So pretty. Purple, and then the bright orange, and a nice yellow, and they have some pretty green tips on there. Some radishes, again, to give a little spice, a little zip to the creamy, soft cheeses. Okay, we'll continue to stir these mushrooms around. They look just about done. All you want to do here is really just heat them up. You're not looking for them to brown. Heating them up is going to infuse them with a little more flavor. And let's turn off the heat. We'll put a little coaster down to set another dish on. And I have another nice copper dish. Don't forget to put a nice pile of plates, some little small knives in order to cut this cheese, and small spoons to serve your tasty treats with, and napkins. Don't forget the napkins. And there you are. I did forget something. I apologize. Something to dip your cheese in. I know people love ranch. Everybody loves a good ranch. Here's a spoon for this. Why don't we try to do something just a little more interesting? This is a blackberry buzz. It's a jalapeno infused blackberry jam, which goes very nicely with smoked cheeses, like a smoked Gouda, if you're a fan of Gouda cheese. The creamy dilled Havarti is a nice mild flavor that would pair well with this blackberry jam. Just nestle it right in there. And there you go, a very nice appetizer that's sure to please everyone.